And in closing, I'm going to do a blind item in the New York tabloid style. There is a player for the Chicago Bears who I'm not going to mention. I don't know what he's doing out there. He certainly doesn't look like he wants to be out there. He's a name. He's a guy you know. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't have to. If you watch 5 seconds of this game, you know who I'm talking about. I don't know what this player is doing, but I know he's not trying, and I don't know if he's going to be out there much longer.
When Chase Claypool first entered the league as a second-round pick back in 2020, he had a very solid rookie season, snagging 62 receptions for 873 yards and a whopping 9 touchdowns. Pretty strong numbers for the then Steelers wideout amongst a very decent receiving core in Pittsburgh that included the likes of Juju Smith-Schuster, Deontay Johnson, and James Washington. Everything appeared to be on the up and up for the young receiver as he was thrown into the media spotlight with many articles written about his story and also appearing on the Pat McAfee show following his 4-touchdown game performance against the Eagles. However, since then, the youngster has had a rough time in the league, some out of his control, but mostly it's on him. There was a time where Claypool got called out for his TikTok videos being a distraction when the team began losing games, and it didn't help that he was teammates with renowned TikTok star Juju Smith-Schuster. Or how about when he told reporters that the team should play music in practice to make it more fun? Reporters must have been salivating when they heard that soundbite because the next day it was on every news outlet. But my favorite has to be from the 2021 season when the Steelers were in the dying moments of a game against the Vikings and trying to make a comeback. After Chase caught a quick pass with seconds left on the clock, the youngster appears to celebrate, which caused valuable time to be wasted off the clock as the refs had trouble trying to pry the ball from the receiver's hands. Just a tone-deaf display of me that many critics have called out. Also, who can ever forget from the 2022 season while on the I Am Athlete show, dude literally called himself a top 3 wide receiver in the league behind only Justin Jefferson and Davante Adams.
You came on the show, we talked about...
And you talk big noise, and I love it.
Yeah. Top 3.
A lot of clicks.
You said top 3.
I did say top 3.
You said top 3.
Man, I think Coach Tomlin had enough of this kid as he decided to trade Claypool midway into the 2022 season to the Chicago Bears in exchange for a 2023 second-round pick. Since in the Windy City, Chase Claypool's NFL career hasn't really taken off as he would have hoped. In fact, his time in Chicago has been abysmal. I mean, since his arrival, the Chicago Bears have not won a game with him on the field, and he's only registered over 30 receiving yards once in the 8 games he's played. On top of that, during the past offseason, there were reports that the Bears organization were frustrated with the effort shown by Chase, labeling him as unmotivated. This is definitely bad news when someone from management or the team is leaking this information about you. That is one of the worst labels you could get in the league, being called unmotivated. Anyways, I guess this lack of motivation really came front and center in the Bears' season home opener against their arch rivals, the Green Bay Packers. In this game, Chase appeared to show a lack of effort and concentration with his routes, blocks, and catches, and just his overall demeanor and body language made it seem like he didn't want to be there. But he missed so many blocking assignments, and this is a guy who stands 6'4", 240 pounds, and runs a 4.4. Just absolutely no reason for him to be manhandled by guys half his size. Here's a video clip montage from the game of all the plays fans are criticizing him for. You could kind of understand why Bears fans are upset with Chase Claypool. That second round pick that they traded away turned out to be the 32nd overall pick after the Miami Dolphins were stripped of their top selection. So in essence, Chicago gave up a first round pick for Chase Claypool, which is just insane. Heck, at this point, even a second round pick would be considered a terrible trade. Add on top of that, the receiver finished the game with 2 targets and 0 receptions as the Bears got blown away 38-20 at home. This is a guy who, along with DJ Moore heading into this season, were touted to be the main focal point in the Bears' offense, meaning the offensive game plan centered around these two. Moore also had a lackluster performance as he was only targeted 2 times in this losing cause, and the only highlight all game for Chase Claypool came when he sold a pretty good flop that Marcus Smart would have been proud of, but I'm not even sure if he even managed to draw a flag. Someone let me know in the comment section. Anyways, losing a game is not the be-all and end-all, but the way they lost is really concerning. Getting called out by your fans for sleepwalking and being lazy is not a way you're going to win fans over. That said, this trade is starting to look more and more like a highway robbery. Anyways, what do you guys think about this whole situation? Are you guys fed up with this generation of players who seem to be more concerned about social media views rather than how they're being viewed on a weekly basis in front of millions of fans?